All right, and welcome to today. We are working on our advanced cookie cutter part. Overall, this is a step up from our rainbow cookie cutter. Our dimensions are going to be 6.5 inches wide, 3¼ inches tall, and the depth of our cookie cutter is going to be 2 inches. We're going to make this an imprint cookie cutter, so there's going to be 4 colors you can do. So there's going to be 3 inner walls. So that there's what's highlighted there in the comment. We've also got a little bit of a special treat for you today. One of my students made a music beat. That's what you hear looping in the background. If you like the music, go ahead and drop me a comment. Tell me what you think. And you can go ahead and check out his Instagram, see what other music he's made. It's in the description, his Instagram channel. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to make some construction lines here. These are going to help lock in our overall shape of our rainbow. So we start by making our 3¼ inch tall line for our height. I'm going to do a midpoint line here for the base of my rainbow. Again, 6.5 inches wide. Once I'm done with those two, I'm done with construction, so I want to make sure I turn that off in the sketch palette. Next up, we're going to start working on our rainbow. So we're going to start with the outside of the rainbow, doing a 3-point arc, clicking on the 2 dots, connecting it to the top of my construction line. So that's the point of the construction line. Now got those all locked in. Now you'll also notice that that arc radius meets up at the origin. So as long as you've done those in the right order, that'll work. So now we're going to start doing some offsets here to give us the overall rainbow cookie cutter shape. We're going 2.5 inches in from the outer wall. I'm going to go ahead and hide all of my dimensions and constraints, otherwise this is going to be very cumbersome looking. I'm going to go ahead and connect the dots on the bottom. Once I do this last one, we've got our closed profile or closed shape. You can tell because it's shaded in blue. Now it's time to start making all of our walls for our cookie cutter. So we're going to go back to offset. And it's easier for me mentally to go do it from the inside and work our way out. So that way all of our numbers are positive. All of our walls of our cookie cutter are going to be 1/8 inch. So I'm going to be typing in 0.125. And then all of the gaps are going to be 1/2 inch. So I'm going to be typing in 0.5. This will give us our 3 sets of walls, which will give us our 4 coloring areas of our cookie cutter. So we're repeating this process over and over. And you'll notice when I do this last one, the wall does not appear. And that's because I've measured all this out. It's actually right on top of my outside area. So now to make sure that this all works out, I'm going to go ahead and do coincident constraints, connecting those dots on the bottom to the bottom line. And you notice when I do this, all the dots on those arcs disappear. If it quits working like mine does there, hit escape a couple times, go back into coincident constraint, and it should start working again. Sometimes you might be clicked into something and Fusion doesn't work for you, so escape is kind of one of your friends. Again, I hope you're enjoying that beat as much as I was today listening to it. There we go. We've got our overall shape of our rainbow. We're gonna pop this edge out, 0.125. That's gonna give us our final wall. I'm also gonna go ahead and do the bottoms as well. And you notice our lines don't connect, so we're going to use a tool called Extend. Fusion's pretty smart. When you hover over the edge of a line with Extend, it gives you a little red preview. And even though there's nothing that it's really trying to connect to, it knows what you're trying to do. So it's not going to just go off into infinity like a lot of CAD programs would do. You just go through all the edges, extend those lines. Once you've done them all, you've now got that enclosed, so it's shaded in light blue. Got a little bit of cleanup to do. There's a couple of extra lines I need to get rid of. What I really want to see here is the different parts that are highlighting. So I'm going to go in with the trim tool. I'm going to cut that line. I'm not worried that I accidentally cut my construction line, so just keep it moving. And we're going to extend this outside edge one more time, because right now we've got the cookie cutter. We still need to make that brim for our handle. We're going to make this a little bit thicker, so we're going to go 0.25 on that, give us a nice healthy handle. Hit OK. And we are now done with sketching. That is the entire shape. We're going to hit Finish Sketch. I'm going to show my sketches here in the browser, because in a second when I do my first extrude, the sketch is going to disappear and I'm going to want to easily get back to it. So here we're making our overall outside edge of our cookie cutter. Again, remember our depth is 2 inches. Hit the view cube and you can see now we've got our 2-inch depth cookie cutter. My sketch all disappeared, so hit the eye, make it reappear. Go back to the top view. If you're spun around like that, just hit the arc arrows to reorient it. Now we're going to go through, we're going to do our inner wall extrudes. We don't want these to go the full 2 inches because we're only trying to do an imprint with this. I'm going to start with 1.75. It feels like a safe number. Depending on what it looks like, I might change that extrude depth here in a second. I'm going to hit the home on the view cube, kind of get myself a isometric view, pan and orbit a little bit. Might be a little too shallow. Unless I've got really thick dough, that's probably not going up far enough. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double click on my extrude down in the timeline. And I'm just going to change that distance from 1.75 to 1.875, raising it up 1/8 of an inch. Now it feels a little bit better. Not so much of a gap, unless I've got a really, really thin, almost crispy, crunchy cookie dough. You know, this should at least leave me a line, make it easy to frost this in different colors. So going back to the top, now we're going to work on extruding out our brim there. There we go. We're going to make this 1/4 of an inch, so 0.25. Hit home on the view cube. There you go. You can see it. Now I no longer need the sketch. Everything's been extruded. We can go ahead and hide that. We don't like rough 90-degree angles on things that we have to hold, so we're going to add a fillet to the top edges and the bottom edges. If you accidentally click something, just double click it one more time. It will unshade it. There we go. Once we've got all 6 edges, we've got it. We're going to do half of what that extrude was. So instead of 0.25 like the extrude, we're doing a 0.125. There you go. Looking pretty good. Now we just got a couple of rough corners here, so we're going to hit OK. We're going to go back and extrude. I could have actually hit the plus and just done another extrude, or another fillet, I should say. This one's a little bit trickier to click on the right thing. So you see I'm just unclicking it. And again, I'm going to go with a 0.125, give it that nice same roundness, and there we go. Now those corners aren't so rough looking. Now we've got a nice handle. At this point, we're technically done, but I like things to look a little bit better than just being boring and stainless steel. So we're going to go through and we're going to add some appearance to our design here in Fusion. I pressed A on the keyboard to get there. You can always go to Modify, go down to Appearance to get there. Double click on your color ring and in this design to change the color, slide it over. Click Done. Now, I duplicated that red to give me a second one. And since I did a join when I did extrude, I can't leave that apply to on bodies. It'll do the whole cookie cutter. So that's why I've got that option as faces. And I'm going through and I'm duplicating, changing the color on the new one, dropping it in on all the faces. As I'm doing the voiceover, I realize I'm only doing the top edges. If I were to flip this over, it would be all red, but not a big deal because we're not going to print it like this, and I'll show you why here in a second when we get over to Bambu Studio to slice this. But if in the event you wanted to make this all rainbow when you actually printed it, make sure you grab that bottom. There's a way to do it in Bambu Studio, but I didn't cover that. There's a paint option. You just go into the paint bucket in Bambu Studio, click on that, do an edge detection, and then just fill in all of your all of your faces that are not the right color. But there you go. We've got a full rainbow cookie cutter. We can save this and then export. Make sure we export it as a 3MF. We know where we've exported it to. Wait for the pop-up. We are good. And so now we're going to flip over to Bambu Studio so we can import this and start the 3D printing process. If you've opened it in Bambu Studio before, it might be on the home screen. But since I'm not positive that was the right one, I'm going to go over to Prepare, do an import from where I just exported it from Fusion to. You'll see it's importing it with all 4 colors. Sometimes, depending on your settings, the prime tower, which is that big multicolor solid block, might be off the edge, so I just went ahead and moved it. And then I'm gonna hit slice plate just to show you. So at this point, we're looking at a 1-day, 7-hour print, changing filaments 712 times. It's a lot of time. And if you've ever done multicolor prints, that's a lot of printer poop coming out the back. A lot of waste. I do have another video showing you a great way to use that waste for other alternative art. So if you want to, go ahead and check out my channel. Go ahead and like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will drop a link in the description to that resin art. Melted, recycling. So I went ahead and I merged all my colors to red here, clicking on the dots, doing that. You'll now notice the total time, we're down to 5 hours and some change. All one color, there's no more filament changes, so there's no more poop, no more wasted filament. And now we're happy with that. We're gonna go ahead and press print plate here, send it to our printer. We do want to call out, there's 190, almost 200 grams of filament being used, so make sure you've got a healthy amount of filament left on your spool. If you're using one of those small ones, make sure there's enough there. If you got a big one, probably okay, unless you're down to the last few rows. And then here, this is where you actually change the color of what it's going to print. So if you've got red locked into your machine like I do, you can do that, or you can change to other colors. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, if you enjoy my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like, drop me a comment. Hey, tell me what you thought of my student's feet. Did you enjoy it as much as I did, or was it too distracting? Did it make you want to spit a verse? And also, while you're there, let me know what you think of this video, what you want to see me make next. Where are you struggling in CAD, 3D printing? hey, even if it's over in the CNC world, I'm a jack of all trades and I'm here to help. As always, thanks for tuning in, and let's keep building.